Good morning. Welcome to the Community Voice. I'm Steve Gradick, your host. Delighted to have you with us. And thank you for listening and tuning in. And we've got a very special guest in the studio, one we've known for many decades now. And he has announced his retirement, and we want to celebrate that with him.
Okay.
Chief Michael Mansour Rica. Now, we're going to recap 44 years of law enforcement. So it's going to take me a minute to read through this, but I think it's all relevant, it's all important, and I want to do it, so there. Chief Mansour was recognized last Tuesday night by the mayor and council for his 20 years of service to the citizens of Rica. His actual 20-year anniversary is coming up this Friday. He does have a cough, and we're concerned about him. While being recognized, Chief Mansour announced his plans to retire on October 24th in 2 years. Congratulations.
Thank you.
He began his law enforcement career at Floyd County Police Department, where he worked for about a year and a half before leaving to continue his education at West Georgia College, back then West Georgia College. He was hired by the West Georgia College Department of Public Safety in 1983 under a state grant specializing in the apprehension of drivers under the influence of alcohol and drugs. He made a record number of DUI arrests. While serving in his capacity in 1985, he became a Carrollton police officer. The Carrollton Police Department, Chief Mansour was promoted through the ranks to the rank of captain, serving along the way as the first DARE officer to work in any school in Carroll County, and we were happy to promote that for many years. He was a DARE officer for 10 years before being promoted to sergeant of the traffic division in 91. 2001, he became captain of the criminal investigations division, a role he held, and he transferred to captain of the patrol division in 2004. Then he took over the Rica Police Department, which was under a Department of Justice mandate due to past violations. Within a few years, the department was no longer under the DOJ mandate and became a Georgia Certified Law Enforcement Agency, a title it now held for many years under Chief Mansour's direction. He teaches new police chiefs around Georgia, a class he's created called Do What Your Career Can Handle. He's taught new police chiefs that they understand what pitfalls they face in their new roles. He's also taught at the University of West Georgia for 15 years. In 2021, Chief Mansour was selected as the Georgia Police Chief of the Year by the Georgia Association of Chiefs of Police and was recognized by Governor Brian Kemp with a commendation. However, the final word, the final sentence is a quote, "I couldn't have accomplished anything I've accomplished without the love and support of my family," unquote.
Amen.
That's probably the most important sentence right there. Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you. It hadn't happened yet, but
Well, it's been announced. And you know, we've been with you, I guess, pretty much the whole step of the way.
Yes, sir.
I was in Rome when you were in Rome, and then we both came down here, and it's been a good run.
It has.
I will announce my retirement, but we don't have a date yet.
You don't? Okay.
So anyway, all right, let's go through a few things. I think it's always interesting to me, and I guess reaching my age, when you can look back on many decades and see how everything's changed and things are different and learn from, as they say, learn from history. So first question, how has law enforcement changed in the last 44 years since you've been involved with it?
Wow. So obviously technology has changed tremendously. So everything you do is recorded. Everything you do is recorded by the public or recorded by us. We have cameras in every car. We have cameras on every officer. So everything you do is recorded. Some of the things that I have seen over the last, obviously, 8 to 10 years is where folks don't support the police like they used to, or don't listen to what you're saying anymore, doesn't respond to you the way they used to. But I do believe that's turning again back towards where people are respecting what law enforcement does. Obviously, we had the defund the police stuff, which to me was just idiotic, because what are you going to do then? Because you can't call a number and then nobody comes. Mm-hmm. So that didn't make a lot of sense to me. But we thankfully in Rica especially, and in Carrollton, have the support of our citizens. We're very well loved, well respected, treated really good. They bring us food all the time. They bring us stuff all the time. Anything we need, we ask for, we get support. So even though nationally it may be that way, it's never been that way locally.
Mm-hmm. And that was a real bad time, but it did affect us in terms of recruitment, did it not?
Oh, yeah, it definitely did. It hurt a lot. People were thinking, why do I want to be a cop? You know, why do I want to do that if all I'm going to do is be criticized and be questioned and all that? And so we went through a spurt where it was tough to get people to become a police officer. Thankfully, that's gotten better. It's like I used to say, the hiring pool was more of a cesspool because there wasn't nobody in it. It was just so small. But thankfully, that's picking back up again, too, to where we are getting more.
It's good news. Along the same lines, and we hear this from sheriffs a lot about the support of the county commission. How important is the support of the mayor and the city council for a city police chief?
Well, it is huge because we can't do it without that support as far as the budget, as far as the monies, things like that. One thing I can always say is that they have always been supportive of us when we needed equipment, when we needed new cars, when we needed tools that will make our jobs better. And most of the time that I remember, they've always raised their hands and supported that. And they see how important law enforcement is, and they see how important it is that citizens want to be safe. And when we come to with things to get approved, they understand we don't just come, you know, like a days ago, we don't just throw stuff out there. We bring things we really need. We ask for equipment that really helps us. You know, we're starting a TAC team with our department, which is huge, and that's been pretty expensive, but they have been 100% supportive of that, and that's helped a lot.
Are you able to keep the police department separated from the drama of the politics?
We have to. We definitely have to. We try to stay out of that stuff. People want to come to me and say, what do you think about this? What do you think? We don't have an opinion. We don't get in the middle of the politics. We don't support one candidate or the other candidate. We're going to work with whoever. I have a way of doing things that anytime we have a new person as a city manager, as a mayor, as a council member, when that becomes effective, whether they're in the position or not, but like right after the election, I call that person and have them come into the PD, and we sit down with them, myself and our command staff, and we kind of tell them what we're about. And some of the things we tell them is, you're going to get calls about tickets. You should not be in the middle of that. You tell them to call me. You know, I'll take you off the hook by doing that. You don't have to be the one that tells them no. I tell them what we do, how we do things. I tell them we're always going to tell you the truth. If we mess up, we're going to tell you we messed up. If we tell you our guys did right, we're going to tell you our guys did right. And I expect you to support that and support our people. And so that's been a good thing for us.
Well, now, you had to fill in for 6 months as an interim city manager. So what did you learn from that experience?
I learned that I would never want to do that job. It's tough. It's so tough because things are coming from you from different directions, and you don't just have one boss. You have 5, 6 bosses because you got all the council, you got the mayor, and they don't always want the same thing, and they don't always agree on what should be done. One of the things I did learn, though, is if one council member asked for something, I would tell everybody about it, and that way everybody knew what I was working on, what I was dealing with, what I was getting done, and that way everybody was equally informed. Because the worst thing you can do is, you know, have 1 or 2 that's in the middle of everything and you're not talking to the other people. So you have to really talk to everybody.
Our guest this morning is Villa Rica Police Chief Michael Mansour, who announced his retirement at the last city council meeting in Villa Rica. We're talking to him, kind of celebrating his 44 years in law enforcement. And our streaming to Facebook will be posted shortly after the program, and I hope you'll enjoy that. It'll be on the YouTube page also, and we'll be back with more after this.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy specializes in a customized designed academic approach tailored to meet the needs of our families. Our lower division prepares students with the necessary foundation to build excellence. Our middle division provides students with over 15 course offerings, providing them with opportunities to explore their talents and gifts. Our upper division provides personalized academic journeys, allowing them to achieve their dreams. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us, where every path leads to purpose.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Community Voice. I'm Steve Gradick, your host. We're delighted to have you with us, and we're delighted to have in studio Villa Rica Police Chief Michael Mansour, retiring after 44 years in law enforcement, 20 with the city of Villa Rica. Speaking of Villa Rica, is Villa Rica becoming more and more like Metro Atlanta and less like Carroll County?
I don't know about that. We're definitely growing, if that's what you mean. We've definitely grown.
Is the growth outpacing the ability to handle the growth?
I would never say that. I don't think that
well,
we're...
even from a law enforcement perspective, are y'all able to get around to respond, to deal with the influx of people that have, maybe a different perspective coming in from Metro?
We do have a lot of transplants from other cities and other counties that don't know us and how we do things, so we're definitely having to work through that, but that's a process just like anything else is. Traffic has definitely picked up a lot.
Traffic is crazy.
It's picked up a lot, like you said. We are busy. Hopefully there'll be some, the bypass is going to help,
right?
And so definitely that will help, but yeah, it's a process. It's definitely a lot of work, but we're good.
You're good?
We're growing as a department too. Thankfully, the mayor and council approved formal positions for us.
So how many officers
helps.
do you have now?
We have 55.
Wow.
Is what we're supposed to have. I think we're at 52 or so, but we are going to be at 59 is what our number should be.
Yeah, how many commanders and captains and sergeants do you have?
You have chief, you have three captains, 1 lieutenant, 5 or 6 sergeants. So we're not top heavy like some agencies you see that get a little carried away with rank.
Yeah. What's it like? What's it been like over these past 2 decades? Because I know it's been significant, but how would you describe the impact of having an interstate go right through the city and your responsibilities for it?
Some of our bigger crimes have come from the interstate, obviously. If you remember the jewelry store murder, robbery.
Mitch Mobley.
And
then his dad was Pete, I think it was. I used to interview him. He
right.
was tax commissioner.
But
they advertised with us.
Yep. And that came from out of town. I think the guys that did that were from DeKalb County, I think.
Yeah, there were 4 of them.
Yeah, so we get some crime and they get on the interstate and they go back. Thankfully now with the flock cameras, we're able to help, catch. It's helped us a lot in catching people doing crimes like that. But
so you're very positive about the flock cameras.
Very positive.
I love asking you questions where you kind of grimace and you go, Steve, just get off the internet. But,
all right.
Are you ever concerned that the cameras are in any way an invasion of privacy?
No.
That was an easy
Because think about it. I mean, cameras are everywhere. Everywhere you go, there are cameras. If you walk down the street, there's cameras. There's traffic cameras. There's every other camera. So there's really no privacy anyway.
But
you have privacy in your house.
Well, that's
we're not going to put a camera there.
Well, that's good.
But if you're out in public and you're committing a crime, you're going to be on camera.
Okay. But, it's the idea that if government has cameras surveilling the entire population.
Yeah.
So.
And that's fine. You can do your conspiracy theories. I'm a realist, and I know what the real world's like, so I don't pay any attention to that.
I love asking you questions.
I know you do.
I know. I'll ask you a DUI question later on.
That's okay.
Along those same lines, what have you seen over the years in terms of gangs coming into Villa Rica? Any kind of gang activity to speak of?
Well, I think I'd be a fool if I said we don't have gangs. We don't have the trouble with gangs like some cities do, especially your bigger cities, Atlanta, things like that. But we do have some gangs. And then some of the people that are the most dangerous are your wannabes. They want to be a gang member, so they do crazy stuff. And we'll do a robbery or do a shooting just to get into that gang. We don't have a major gang problem, but we do have some smaller gangs.
What about, back to the interstate, I guess, what about the drug trafficking? Have drugs, I guess obviously they've changed over the years, in terms of the drug du jour, if you will. So how have you been involved in drug enforcement?
Well, we've got an officer that works on our drug task force with Carroll County, Carrollton City, other agencies in Metro Atlanta. Even we've got an Atlanta officer, we've got GBI, so all of them are working together to help try to slow that down and curb that. You're never going to stop it 100%, no matter what people think, but we definitely work it pretty hard and do
you
good.
used to have an interstate enforcement unit?
We did.
We did. We got rid of it.
We didn't get rid of it as much as we had it for a while, and it just wasn't doing much of anything. And it just, I don't know if it was the wrong people on, if it wasn't great training or what, but it just wasn't doing what I thought it needed to do to have people responsible for just that. We do have a traffic unit, and those guys work accidents. They work, citations, and they do work some of that, but we don't have just a group that does that by itself.
Robbie Bishop was before your time, right?
Yes, sir, he was.
He was about 5 or 6 years prior to your
6 years. He was killed in 99.
Yeah.
And there were other groups that followed him, but they didn't do it the right way. That's why Villa Rica was under that federal consent decree, was because of the way they did things. And when I got to Villa Rica, my first goal was to get out from under that, and we worked with Chief Lou Deckmar, that used to be the chief in LaGrange, to get through that. Basically, I asked him, what do I need to do? And he told me exactly what I had to do, and we went by the book, did everything, and we got out from under it early, which is just very unusual for that to happen.
Yeah. Well, that was important.
It really was for me.
Yeah,
it really was. And we'll never go back under something like that as long as I'm there. Even though people say, well, now that we're no longer under that, we can quit doing this and this. I said, no, we're not going to quit doing that, because we will never go back under that under my tutelage.
Obviously, immigration has been a major topic for several years now. Do y'all have any workings with ICE, or is immigration ever really been a problem there in Villa Rica?
We don't work with them directly in any way. I mean, we're not that big, thank goodness, as a city, so we don't usually have much of that. If we have a problem, we contact them. They decide, whether they're going to come get them or not. But for the most part, we don't. If they're involved in a violent crime, we definitely want them to, come look at it and see if they can do something. But for the most part, we don't.
Now, if I understand this correctly, in the last 44 years, you've never had to discharge your weapon. Is that correct?
That's correct.
How in the world did you pull that off?
I'm very fortunate. There's been a couple of close calls, but thankfully I was able to talk the person down or talk them to putting the gun down or whatever. But I've never had to, which is kind of strange, because we have an officer that was with us less than a year and was shot and discharged his weapon. And like I said, I've done it 44 years. It's not that I did anything better than anybody. It's just that I was more fortunate.
How rare is that?
I don't know. Don't know, but I'm very, very lucky. I mean, I know a lot of people that's been in a long time that's never had to, too.
Really?
Yeah. So.
And that's mainly out of respect for the badge, respect for the authority of the police officer, that people will back off.
I think part of that is, but I mean, like I said, like you said earlier, things have changed. People don't have that respect. People are more quick to fight the police or shoot at the police than ever before.
And that also helps it to, or hurts retaining, or makes it difficult to retain officers, doesn't it? If they're getting verbal abuse out doing their daily work. It
does a little bit. It does a little bit. The thing about this job, Steve, and I don't know if people understand it, but it really is a calling. You've got to. This is one of those jobs you've got to love it to do it, because if you don't love it, you're not going to last and you're not going to stay in it.
It's really
it gets in your blood,
and it's the most important responsibility of government, isn't it?
I don't know if I want to say that, but it's
Number
very important.
Number two,
it's very important.
At least number two.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, we're going to take a break. We got more with Chief Michael Mansour as we celebrate his retirement.
I'm not retired yet.
We're trying to move you out the door.
I think you are.
We'll be back with more after this.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy is a vibrant community built on innovation, academic excellence, and a 64-year legacy of shaping community leaders. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, inviting you to visit the mountain and experience firsthand the passion, purpose, and personalized education that defines our school. Come see how our mission and vision come to life each day. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Community Voice. I'm Steve Graddick, your host, and we're going to run out of time, but we've got Villa Rica Police Chief Michael Mansour. Point of personal privilege, I'd just like to mention that it was back in the very early 80s that I had the privilege of interviewing your father, Joe Mansour, who had these unusual hats, and when he was doing the Tootsie Roll campaigns in Rome, Georgia, because I came down from Floyd too, and he was a delightful guy, and we always got around. I was kind of toward Christmas time that we, as I recall, that we did that. So it's kind of neat to having interviewed him and now interviewing you upon your impending retirement.
Right. And Daddy, my father, he was always so proud of his boys and his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And he was funny because he would have loved for me to be the police chief when he was alive, for him to have seen that, because he would just bragged on his because he loved to brag on us and things like that. And so I hate that he never saw that. He never saw my children, and it just breaks my heart. My mom's still going. She's 94, but
wow.
She's got dementia.
Yeah.
But she still remembers us, thank goodness, but it's just sad. But
well, I remember him clearly because he was that kind of individual. He's somebody
he loved people.
Yeah, you wouldn't forget it. We loved interviewing him. I had my Radio Shack cassette player and my EV 36A microphone, and we just had a good old time.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a lot of these other things as we close out the Citizens Academy, Shop with a Cop. But one thing we kind of glossed over is you have been teaching at the university, and talk about how things have changed. How is your experience as a quote-unquote professor evolved?
So I've taught at West Georgia for over 20 years, and I've used it to recruit, and it's been a great recruiting tool. Stephen Lujan, who was a captain with us, was one of my students. Hunter Etheridge, who was a captain with us that left a couple years ago, was a student. Blake Terry was a student. I've got I've hired at least 15 to 20 former students. And the cool thing about that is I get to really know them very well by teaching them and seeing what kind of student they are and things like that. So that was huge. But the other part of it is nowadays every class in person, I ask the students, okay, out of here, what do you want to be when you get out of school? And the numbers of police officers, even though they're in a criminal justice program, has went way down. I may have 30 students, and I may have one kid that says, well, I want to be a cop. Most of them want to be an attorney, or they want to be a FBI agent, or they want to be a, CSI or whatever. They don't want to be a cop. And that's made it hard in recruiting because, like I said, I can get them to intern with the department, then they end up coming to work with us.
So they get a degree in criminal justice, which
but
allows
not
them
necessarily to be a police officer. Yeah,
okay.
That's the hard part. But we do have a really cool program with the college that most people don't know about, and it's called the Elite Program. And this is where students that go to West Georgia that are getting a criminal justice program or degree can go through the academy at West Georgia. So there is a police academy that is graduating this week that is at the University of West Georgia.
I have never heard of that.
I know, and most people don't know that, but that's one of the coolest programs that has been started recently. This is the third year that they've done it.
How many students are in it?
Usually there's 30 or more people that are in it, but now the way they do it is they have students that are in it, and they may have 10 or 15 students that are in it, but then they also let other agencies put officers in it that would usually send them to Forsyth or send them to
When did that
Austell.
start, did you say?
About 3 years now.
Wow.
This is the third group that's
We
graduating
need to publicize
Friday.
that.
Yeah, I'm supposed to speak at that, in fact, but we've got 2 officers that are graduating. The first group that graduated, we recruited 4 of the officers to come work with us, and so that was huge. That helped us so much.
One of the premier programs, the annual program coming up, not too terribly far away, Shop with a Cop.
Shop with a Cop. Every year we do it. We usually help around 100 kids. Captain Shaddix was over that for so many years and did an amazing job with it. And now Captain Finley will be handling it. So people will be starting to call the police department and asking for help. And we're always asking for donations if people want to bring us, donations for the Shop with a Cop. We do it at Walmart. I think it's the Monday after school is out that we're actually doing it this year. I think it may be the 22nd.
Still doing Citizens Academy?
Still doing Citizens Academy. We just graduated over 30 people with that. One of the best groups we've ever had. They were awesome. We had a great time, learned a lot. They went to the firing range, really enjoyed that. So, yeah, that was a great group.
Ladies self-defense classes?
We've got one of those coming up in November.
Okay.
It's full. We've got like 40 people signed up already,
Wow.
and we've got about 20 on a waiting list.
Who teaches that?
Our firearms instructors.
Really?
I do an intro, and I talk about being aware of your surroundings and things like that, and then they take them to the range and they get to shoot their own gun.
Summer Youth Academy?
We don't do it right now. We haven't done
It's
it
on
last
pause.
year. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've run out of time. So even though it's a little premature to ask, what do you expect to do in retirement?
What am I going to do in retirement? I'm going to still teach.
Okay.
I'm also going to do my other business that I do, which is estates and storage buildings and things like that. And I don't know what else yet. I may not
That
do
sounds like a
anything
plenty.
else.
Yeah.
I'm always busy. I never slow down a whole lot. So yeah,
That's good. Stay busy.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, our guest this morning has been Villa Rica Police Chief Michael Mansour, as we celebrate and congratulate him as his impending retirement.
Impending. Thank you for that. 2 years.
Still got 2 years to go.
2 years to go.
So stay safe for those 2 years.
I appreciate you over the
Well,
years and
it's-
the support you've given the department and me, and that means a lot.
Well,
I appreciate
it's been our
y'all.
honor. And we thank you for listening. Go out and make it a great day. And you're in tune to WLBB Carrollton.